Like, how do you call that?
What, if they win it next year?
No, Lando is...
I mean, he said it. Yeah, I mean, he said absolutely.
Second is not acceptable to him next year. So
yeah.
he's on it. He's going to take the fight to Max Verstappen. He wants to carry that team to the driver's title. Look at the power.
Oh,
the power in Zach. The fighter that he is. And that's so important for the whole team to see that, you know. It just lifts the whole team, that energy. Spectacular leadership right there.
He's certainly a very powerful figure. There he is. He's gone storming past us. Let's let him enjoy it for the moment. We will be grabbing a word with him. But yeah, word on Andrea Stella.
I mean, obviously he's been such a huge part of this team, Andrea, being able to get these cars back to being fast again. And it just showed. They became so dominant from really last summer. I feel like from Silverstone on, you really saw that leap. And then, of course, once the drivers started getting their wins this year, I think that both Lando and Oscar learned so much this year. So much success came all of a sudden. And I think that I truly think it's McLaren's year next year. And I really do think Lando, I mean, he's my pick.
He's your pick. Is he your pick as well, Nico, on the evidence of what we've seen for this year?
Absolutely. Lando is my pick for Drivers' World Champion next year. And he showed it again today. He's driving so brilliantly. He is the favorite.
He really is. There is Zach Brown in the middle of it all, so charismatic and pumped. There's no doubt about it. Let's see if we can come in after team manager Mark Norris has had a word for the internals. We're going to stand by and see if we can grab the man. But we'll always wait for Mark Norris because he's a gentleman, but so too the man right in front of us. Marky boy, I don't mean to interrupt you, but do you mind if I have a quick word with him? He's covered in champagne. He's smelling beautiful. Are you feeling how you? Come on, sum it up right now for us.
That was the worst 2 hours of my life, by far. I mean, Lando drove brilliantly. Unfortunate what happened to Oscar at the start, but the team was flawless. They executed. Pit stop was great. And I think I was the only one that was about ready to have a heart attack for 2 hours.
I was just saying about the nature. That could have been good on live telly, so go over like that. But I was just saying about the nature of the win, though, with what happened to Oscar. It says a lot about the character of Lando this year.
Yeah, I mean, he was, that race, he carried us. And to not make any mistakes, we were worried about safety cars. I was worried about everything. And he drove flawlessly, so as he's done. So next, try and repeat constructors and get the drivers. So I'll let Oscar and Lando figure that one out.
So Lando, in the end, he said next year is my year. So he's going to go for that Drivers' World Championship, though. That's the only one missing now.
Correct. He's going to give it all he's got, and given the momentum he's on, I wouldn't bet against him.
I mean, obviously, it's going to be hard to not think of this as the high point right now, as you have your champagne in your hand. But name like something else this season that just stands out to you for like the moment where you just have such a fond memory.
Andrea Stella, he's done such a good job of leading this team. I think actually Hungary, because even though Hungary was a bit exciting, it was a very dominant McLaren performance. So I got to look at Hungary as one where, McLaren running 1-2. That would be it, without the drama.
You're not the first person to point out, Andrea Stella, that the two drivers did in an interview that they did with Ted. Just tell us what he has changed within this organization, with yourself as well.
He's just an unbelievable leader. He leads by example. He empowers people. He's very technical, and he pushes everyone to get the best out of him, and that's what you saw tonight.
Zach, are you going to lead the team in the party tonight as well?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, we'll let you get on with it. I know you want to get in the middle of it because they're singing a few songs. Thank you. Well done. Best of luck for next year. And that's it. I mean, it really is. He has, as we said, let's move our way out here because I can't hear myself think at the moment. But yeah, he's got, as you said, huge amount of charisma, and clearly all of his departments are working as one at the moment. But for 2025, you've got to say it's going to be tighter than ever, isn't it?
Yeah, you're saying all departments are working. You hear that from the rival teams. Like when I speak to Red Bull or Mercedes, they say they've really nailed it. The geometry on the car maximizes the tires, gets the most out of the tires. The aerodynamics, every piece on the car is like really at the limit. Even some of the flex, there's some limitations, and they've really maximized every single area. So the other teams are really in awe of that technological progress that McLaren has made, and just incredible performance.
I tell you, when you get all of these elements together, the drivers, the team personnel, everybody, you really think, how long can I lock this team up? I mean, because look what Red Bull did. Once you have the operation firing on all cylinders, pun intended, you really just got to think, how far can they take this? They have young drivers. They have just sort of come to the top. I mean, we could see them dominating now for the next few years.
I think even Andrea Stella, when he was talking, Martin Brundle said that Lando Norris has gone to that different level in the car. And you saw it today, didn't you? Because, as I said, it was a fantastic win for Lando under huge pressure after Oscar Piastri had that collision with Max Verstappen right at the start. Obviously, Max wasn't happy with it, but 10 seconds is 10 seconds. He made the lunge, and it took Oscar out. He did his best to come back, but unfortunately, he himself received a penalty, a 10-second, for coming together with Franco Colapinto. Let's hear from the Australian driver.
Well, Oscar, tough start to the race. Obviously, ultimately, you've got what you came to do, but you must have felt some pain during that Grand Prix.
Yeah, it was a pretty miserable race for myself, but I think, of course, the biggest thing today is we clinched the championship, and it's a massive credit to everyone at McLaren for what they've achieved this year, and couldn't be prouder of them all. So very, very happy with the year's work. Obviously today was tough, but nice to seal the deal.
Yeah, you had your work cut out after the contact with Max. He got a penalty for that. I mean, in commentary, I think Martin Brundle observed you guys are going for the championship. Was that a far too optimistic a move on his behalf?
I mean, probably yes, but I mean, he came and apologised straight away, and the stewards deemed it was a penalty, so we go again next year. Obviously it was a tough race from then on, but again, we achieved our main target today, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, just finally, Lando's talking about, I want to win the driver's title next year. Absolutely, that will be your target too.
Definitely. I think hopefully we can come out of the block strong next season and mount a challenge from the start. I know I still have some things to work on and improve, but I feel like it's been a good step up from my rookie season on the whole. So excited for next year, excited for a bit of a break first, and then go again and try and fight for both championships.
Well done this year.
Thanks.
Lando, you are awesome. We love you. Thank you for an awesome year. That was simply lovely.
Yeah, to all the fans, I know there's some very lucky ones back at the MTC today, and a shout out to you if you're watching, because they have a huge fan base in the UK. There's no doubt about it, McLaren, because of their history and what they've achieved. And now, finally, you can say they're back. And what about the role that Oscar Piastri has played alongside Lando Norris?
Well, he's clearly pushed him, right? I mean, he's been really good in qualifying and in the race and in all the sprints. Like, you want that. You want a teammate that pushes you, but one that you still have respect for, and that you can still race wheel to wheel and be fair. It's a very, very delicate balance. You would know even better. It's so competitive in Formula One. But I think that's a good thing. I think that he clearly kind of had the second role, but his speed was just so fast that he was able to challenge for wins too and make them happen.
Ayrton Senna, you can see his exultation. There are their happy mechanics pouring out of the garage. Constructors' Championship for McLaren.
I remember my first actual race.
I only drive the way I believe is right.
They take the fight to Abu Dhabi.
The team have done an incredible job all season. And today is about just how we can perform as a team. Excited to get things going.
And for the first time since 1998, McLaren are Constructors' champions because Lando Norris takes the checkered flag.
Pete Bonington, who's been with him throughout, this is him embracing a few very special people in the garage. There is his race engineer, Bono, as he's known, in the background. I think his glasses might have been steaming up a little bit. Yes, there we are. Few tears as well for him and his wife, and some photos to cherish afterwards, because, as they said, 8 constructors and 6 drivers' titles between them. One of the most successful pairings as a race engineer and driver in the history of the sport, the most successful, has to be pointed out. And yeah, just wiping a tear away. What a great partnership they've been, and what a drive tonight from Lewis.
Yeah, it's so powerful to see all of these moments here. Yeah, it's really so powerful. What amazing words that Lewis found also there from inside the car. Don't know if he pre-studied them, but they were pretty strong. It's just, yeah, beautiful that the story they wrote, amazing.
What a roller coaster of a weekend. You know, you think about the struggles they've had with the car to be fast every weekend, and then you come in and he's really running pretty well. Qualifying happens. Didn't have a good qualifying position. They sent him out too late. He got in traffic, picked up the bollard. Then he starts in the back. Then he gets the race going. And all of a sudden now, he has a chance of a podium. I mean, what a roller coaster. I don't know if it's the chosen route, but it sure made it exciting for us to watch. And I'm sure it made it even more memorable for everyone involved.
No, and let's just repeat that the way he drove today was the drive of a 7-time world champion, greatest of all time. Yeah, because that race speed today again. I mean, look, he passed George at the end there, and George started right towards the front, and Lewis started the back, and it was phenomenal drive by Lewis today.
Still got it. Can't wait to see him in red. Let's go to Ted, who I think's in amongst it. Where are you, Ted?
Yes, thank you very much, Simon. In fact, Lewis is just, it's a good opportunity to bring everybody into the scene to experience what's going on at this end of season. So we're out by the marina. Oscar Piastri has just made his way back to the McLaren motorhome. And really, while Oscar might be going into the winter season with a bit of a long face, there's nothing but joy down here at Mercedes. Okay, they've only finished 4th in the Constructors' Championship. All right, that's a drop of 2 places. But it's just joy for Lewis that it ended on a high. And it could so easily not have today. I mean, qualified 18th, started P16, but what a drive through the field. Did the offset tyre strategy, and then, really vied with Charles Leclerc for the accolade of driver of the day. His engineering team is just in amongst everyone here, and I think they're playing some sort of joke on me or someone anyway. But here is, we got the whole engineering team, Andrew Shovelin and Peter Bonington as well there, and as well as Marcus Dudley, George's race engineer there. But we should really pay homage to, or tribute to everybody, shove to everyone, to Bono, to everyone. Listen, you're the race team here. You're the race team here. Don't you go anywhere. You can hide that. I'll take that. You can. What's this weird countdown for? Someone going in the harbour. It's not me going in the harbour, I'm sure. Oh, we're hiding this. No, I've got Bono's beer. It's all right. But listen, I'm sure you'd like to first of all pay tribute to Lewis, to everyone at Brackley and at Brixworth, I'm sure, who are watching us this afternoon. You know, it's darkness here, but it's still the end of a sort of rainy weekend there. But they've been part of this journey as much as all you have on the race team here.
Well done, everyone. Cheers.
It was hard today. I mean, starting 16th, the offset strategy worked. What was Bono's cunning plan to make the podium?
Well, we always like to make it difficult for ourselves, otherwise you don't look brilliant on a Sunday. But no, that was the plan. None of the strategy plans actually showed us getting quite that far ahead, but yeah, overachieve. So under promise, all that. So yeah.
And it was, Shav, an incredible stint by Lewis to actually make it happen for himself. When he came onto the radio and said 14 seconds, Bono gave him the 14 seconds. I mean, on that medium tyre, you thought, it should be no problem to close up on George.
You saw in Vegas how good he is at chasing down a gap when he's got one. He's been quick all weekend. We let him down in in qualifying. We should have started further up the grid. But you know, it was nice to finish with a really strong drive from Lewis. He's clearly still got it. He's determined to keep going and keep winning races, keep adding to his record, and we'll be cheering him on.
Yeah, Toto was particularly upset about yesterday, wasn't he?
Toto was a little bit. Well, I mean, to be fair, we didn't do a good enough job, and you know, we know what we're here to do. We know the standards that we want to operate to, and yesterday we didn't execute well. So, you know, that's what you expect. But to be honest, the bigger thing was we put a lot of work into making this a weekend to remember for Lewis. We were just all a bit sad that we dropped the ball when it was important in qualifying.
Yeah, dropped the ball. There was a bollard in there as well somewhere, I forget. But how good did it finally to Bono to say one last time, all right, Lewis, it's hammer. I'm not going to say it. What did you say?
Well, I just told him strap 5 and it's hammer time. And yeah, I think it wasn't a pivotal moment, but we just need the Lewis magic. He's a Sunday man, and he's just, honestly, today he performed as well as he always has.
And as he said, when he joined the scene, when he joined you guys, you know, you were sort of fresh from Brawn, a couple of years as Mercedes, but everyone thought it was a duff move. But wow, you made it pay in some style. That must be so satisfying for you guys going away tonight.
Yeah, super satisfying. I mean, for him to have that belief in us, I mean, we knew we had a competitive program coming up with the V6 engine and the chassis, but we didn't think it would be quite so strong. But to have the partnership with that car and Lewis, I mean, yeah, the record sort of says the story.
Okay, listen, Andrew, Peter, thank you very much. There's yours back. Oh, all right, I'll keep it. And Simon, that is the scene back there. Oh, okay, thank you very much. Cheers to you too. You know, a scene of thanks, appreciation, of a chapter closed. But yeah, Kimi Antonelli, George Russell next year, and Lewis in a red fire suit. Can't wait to see that.
Save that one for later. Ted, you can pop it down for the moment. The notebook's still to come. Yeah, Shove got both barrels yesterday from Toto, but what a drive from Lewis from 16th to 4th. Amazing stuff. The drive of a 7-time world champion. Well done indeed. We are going to the break, but just quickly on that move.
No, I missed it because I was at the podium getting ready for the interviews there. That was insane. The way he lined him up, it was perfection through that whole section around the back, overtaking around the outside. Amazing.
8-lap newer tyres. This was you watching it live. Can we roll that in again? I mean, it was. Yeah, there we are. See?
Okay, that's
we record everything here.
The drive of a 7-time world champion. There you go.
Epic.
Respect.
Epic. Absolutely great stuff. Right, still loads to come.
Carlos, you've carried yourself so well all year. Do you at least stand here knowing that yourself and the team gave it everything today?
Yeah, happy and proud of these 4 years in Ferrari, but probably more happy and proud about this last year. No, I think this last year, when the year started, it presented itself as a very challenging year with a lot to deal with these 24 races, knowing that I will not continue and be substituted in the team. You could see it with the other drivers that are not continuing next year in their teams. Everyone has struggled, to keep motivation, to keep focus, to keep determination. And that's one thing that I've, in my side, managed to keep covered and finish the season strongly. So happy and proud of that. Obviously not happy with missing out on the World Championship, because it would have been the best ideal way to win a championship. But I need to hold my head up high and the way I did, and happy to finish the season strongly, as I said.
Absolutely right. A word about McLaren. It's been a very sporting contest between the two teams, and you have a lot of friends at that team. You know how hard they've worked as well.
Yeah, congratulations to McLaren. If they are on top right now, it's because they've been the strongest team all year, and they deserve it. We gave them a run, and we definitely came close to it. But the reality is that since Miami, McLaren has had the strongest car on average through the season, and they managed to use it to win the constructors with two strong drivers, with a faultless drive by Lando on the last race under pressure, delivering when he had to deliver, and gave us no chance. But congrats, they deserve it. Very happy for Zach and his team. Since he arrived there, he's managed to put together a team capable of winning a world championship within 6-7 years of his arrival, and that says a lot of him and Andrea and all the team.
Thank you. Well done. Charles, tremendous performance today to make 16 places and get to the podium. Late in the race, you were saying do we lose the constructors like this? Were you thinking there was maybe another way to roll the dice just late on or was there? Did you do the maximum today as a team?
Oh, we did the maximum, the absolute maximum. I don't think there was anything better we could have done. It hurts because obviously after such a race, you know that you've put absolutely everything together and you just come short of your objective, which is to win the constructors. But at the same time, we've done an incredible job. I think all season the execution have been extremely good, and it just hurts because obviously it was very important for me, for Carlos, for the whole team to be able to bring back Ferrari to the top, and we didn't quite do that, but McLaren have been better over the course of the season and they deserve it. And it was important also for us to finish the 4 years together with Carlos in the same team with the title. We didn't quite manage that, but we've had a great time together, and but of course the disappointment is big today.
You hope to correct that next year and have a challenge in the Drivers' Championship too, obviously with a new teammate Lewis Hamilton. Do you know the areas you need to improve on? Are they clear as a team?
Yes, it has been clear, and I think we've been working extremely well in the last few months in order to do step by step and go in the right direction, and we just got to keep this approach because we've shown that from the first part of the season to the second part of the season, we are the team that has improved the most by far, and now we were in the contention for the Constructors' Championship, even on a season where for more than half the season we didn't really have the car to compete with the top guys. So we've done a great job. We just need to have the performance from the first race to the last race, but we found that consistency in the second part of the season.
He's still got plenty about him too, Lewis, hasn't he, for what he showed today, finally?
Sorry?
He's still got a lot of ability, Lewis Hamilton, from what he showed today.
But I had never the doubt on that. I mean, Lewis is Lewis and will always remain Lewis, and he's extremely talented. I mean, talented is probably not the word. He's obviously a legend of our sport. So, he's never lost it and he'll never lose it.
Thank you.
But what a drive today from Charles Leclerc, from 19th to 3rd, the most places he's ever made up in a race, and an epic opening lap as well. There we go. Right, we're bringing in a friend of ours for one last time. Brilliant drive, as we were saying. Actually, just before we come in to say goodbye and farewell to Damon, quick word on that drive from Charles Leclerc, from Lewis. Amazing.
To come through the field like that, true class. But for me, the best driver of the night was Lando, under a lot of pressure, the team under a lot of pressure, put it out front, and they kept their heads. They got everything absolutely right and made the difference. So just some outstanding performances all through the field.
Yeah, some fond farewells. Not a dry eye in the house, certainly down at Mercedes, and it's time for us after 13 years to say goodbye to Champ. 1996 champion of the world, and here are some of his best bits for you to enjoy. Our Champ. Yes, he is clumsy. I can confirm that. Lots of that with your old partner in crime, Johnny Herbert. You got to drive some pretty decent cars as well. Not as many as this man, but well,
he hogs them, doesn't he? He does. He's a bit of a hogger. But that was lovely. Thank you very much to everyone who put that together, and to you guys and to Sky. I had a great time.
You don't drop the mic
no,
yet.
Don't drop the mic.
No, not yet. We can't afford you dropping the mic.
Okay, well,
we still got to be here next year.
No, well, I'd love to, but you know, it's time must move on, and it's been brilliant. What a great season. Are you summing up the year or what, or me? But anyway, sometimes I don't know whether I'm coming or going.
That's fine. We've come to love you for it.
Yeah, and live with it as well. I feel you're a little bit dry. There's people being hoisted onto shoulders and carried off into the harbour. And maybe, Martin, if your back's not hurt, we could do that together in a minute.
Oh no, you don't.
Well, you could swim.
No, I can swim. Well, I'm not going in that thing. Have you seen the jellyfish? There's huge jellyfish. I'm not going in.
Damon, I was a fan of yours when I was younger, and now I'm a friend of yours.
But not anymore.
Now I'm much older. I'm not as much. No, I'm an even bigger fan. You have been an utter delight to work alongside. We have all learned a huge amount from you. And look, we have Jensen and we have Nico, and with all due respect to them, there will only ever be one champ in our mind.
Listen, Nick, we started off together with this, so it's been a long road. 14 years is a long time to be anywhere. So
it's 13.
Is it 30?
Just in case the manager just feels
you said 13.
I mean, it was 2012.
I picked it, and also you said Tottenham versus Spurs earlier.
Did I?
Yes, you did. But anyway, It's the end of the year, isn't it? And everyone's getting all emotional. I don't want to go down that road. So it's lovely to have worked with everyone and all the gang here. You can't see them at home. They're behind us. They're holding cameras. They're holding lights. They're holding incredibly heavy microphone. Jim's there and Dave, and it's just brilliant.
I've had the great privilege of racing against you in Formula One. Commentating on you in Formula 1 and then working alongside you on Sky F1, and yeah, as Crofty said, you'll always be the champ. It's been a tremendous pleasure.
Final words to Martin Brundle. Thank you very much, Martin.
He doesn't just hog the car.
Don't leave us hanging either. By the way, so it might be the last of seeing you live. It's been an absolute honour to have him alongside us for all of that time, the 13 years, not the 14. Right, time for us to take a short break. On the other side of it, we'll wrap things up. We'll look back on our season and we'll wrap up the rest of the stories. Yes, in a couple of moments' time. Don't go anywhere.
Brilliant race, Lewis. It was thrilling to watch. Listen, we heard hammer time again. You make a pass on the last lap. How much nostalgia were you feeling out there today?
Yeah, I think when he said it was hammer time, I did notice in the moment. I was like, that's the last time I'm going to hear that. So it really clicked for me in that moment. But really, really hard race, naturally, from where I was. And I didn't get as great a start as this one here, my new teammate. And the first stint was really, really difficult. And I wasn't losing hope. I was just like, it's not going as well as I thought it would. But I just didn't give up. I just kept pushing, kept like, come on, we can get there. And then switched onto the different tires, and the car came alive. I had a massive gap to close, so I just focused on just getting absolutely everything from the car and not giving up. I wanted to finish higher, on as much of a high, and just give every ounce of me to the team as they've given to me all these years. And yeah.
Good way to sign off. Quite a Lewis way to sign off that in this Mercedes time.
Yeah, tremendous drive. A bit like Las Vegas as well, wasn't it? Where he came back through the field and just showed a lot of pace, a lot of determination. Plenty of people sort of, is Lewis over the hill? Is his peak ahead of him or behind him? His absolute peak, it might be behind him as he turns 40 in January, but 98% of Lewis Hamilton in a race-winning Ferrari will win races, and maybe he'll get some new energy there as well. So he showed today that there's still a lot to come from Lewis Hamilton at the wheel of a Formula One car.
He's got to go up against Charles Leclerc, who had an equally impressive drive. But if you were to put your money on one of them right now for who might be challenging the closest for a driver's title next year, who would it be?
I think they both got a chance if they got a championship-winning car, to be honest. I think Charles will be unbelievably fast, but Lewis has that experience. He knows what it's like to win a world championship, in fact 7 of them. And you don't know, same with Lando, same with Charles, same with others, you don't know until that pressure's on whether they can really bring their A game all day, every day, where the true champions and multiple champions can. So I don't know the answer to that question, but I don't think there'll be a whole lot in it when push comes to shove.
Could be 5 or 6 drivers, couldn't there, next year, going toe-to-toe for the title, which would be just unprecedented, and we simply cannot wait. Right, that's for 2025. Had a lot of fun in 2024. Yeah. Here we are again, except we're usually out the track, but we've swapped it for the paddock this time around. But yeah, another year breezes by.
More grey hairs, more receding foreheads.
Yeah.
What a year it's been.
Highlights for you?
Oh, look, so many, but I'm going to take the obvious one, because that's why I stood next to Simon. Lewis Hamilton, victory, Silverstone. Without doubt, one of the great Silverstone days. Absolutely love commentating on that. We've had 8, here's a 9th for you.
We've got to stop putting those medleys out, because it looks like we're having far too much fun. We're all going to get our pay cut if we keep doing that. I'm going to go with Carlos Sainz coming back with his belly open from his appendicitis and winning in Australia.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Well, first and foremost, this is such a fun crew, and it has to be told, we do have a lot of fun. So thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone on that side of the camera. I can't wait to do more of this. But my favorite moment, it's probably Silverstone for Lewis, but I do have a fondness for Lando winning in Miami. I was also there, but it felt like the beginning of an era. It felt like it was just like one win away from here we go, and I think that's to be true. And then also maybe jumping out of the helicopter with you,
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good, despite my face.
Are you going to say falling asleep in the commentary box under the table? Are you going to say that?
That was a lovely moment.
That was one of my highlights.
I really enjoyed that.
You snored.
It was a good snooze. But no, my one would be Charles Leclerc winning in Monaco, because Monaco is my hometown where I grew up, and seeing our prince shed a tear on the podium and the Monegasque winning there in the Ferrari, that was pretty magical. So I'll take that one.
Go on, Ted.
You're our Prince, Simon. Yes, obviously the feel-good wins of Lewis Hamilton Silverstone, Charles Leclerc Monza, as well as Charles Leclerc Monaco as well. The feel-good results. Max's win in Brazil, pretty impressive, wasn't it? But I'll never forget Fred Vasseur lying in wait with a massive bottle of champagne, ready to spoil McLaren's first win, or Lando's first win in Miami. And as they celebrate here, Simon, the first non-Ron Constructors Championship at McLaren, or non-Whitmarsh and Ron, I'm sure Fred Vasseur will be there with another champagne bottle.
Very quickly. Sitting in the grandstand as a fan at Silverstone, watching Lewis win.
And the winner in 2025 will be, and you've got 2 seconds each. Go.
Lando Norris.
Charles Leclerc?
Lando Norris.
Lando.
George Russell.
Max Verstappen.
It's open. It's open. It just shows you none of us know, none of us have a clue what might happen in 2025. If 2024 has been good, then we're expecting magnificent things in 2025. Thanks to everybody here. Thanks to all the crew, all of those from NEP in behind. We've loved it. We will see you next year. From us all here. Bye-bye.
Bye.